welcome back to Prairie Exotics. My name's Steve and this is my friend Shar. We're going to be introducing you to a couple more of our pets today, and we're going to start off with something special. First thing we're going to do is I'm going to introduce you to Dumbledore and Gandalf. They are awesome and they are super cute.
Okay.
They're over here. Now these guys are called chinchillas. We've got Dumbledore hiding right in here, the cute little white one, and Gandalf is the gray guy here at the back. Chinchillas are from Chile. And they're also one of the most densely furred animals. Their fur is so dense that if they were to get wet, their fur will actually like mold and they'll get sick. They can't dry out. So he's already excited. No, I gotta get it in there first, buddy. So we give him this sort of dry shampoo essentially. It's like the volcanic ash, and they go in there and they jump around and try to get clean.
He just knows it's in there.
Yep.
Oh my goodness.
And see, Dumbledore hears him, and he's probably gonna go check it out.
That is the cutest thing.
Yeah. So we have I think it's 7 hairs per follicle or something. They're like 37, so they are ridiculously fuzzy. Here, let me grab my buddy Dumbledore. Come here, little buddy.
Oh, he's so cute.
Give him a feel. Feel how fuzzy he is.
Oh, he's so soft. Oh my goodness.
And these guys, they actually live for 18 to 20 years.
Huh.
But the sad part is they're pretty much extinct in the wild because people made too many mittens and coats out of these guys being so soft. You can see, right? But aren't they adorable?
They are really cute, like little mice.
Yeah. Look at your little pet.
Oh my gosh. His little feet too.
Yeah. Oh, they're so cute. Here, let him go in for his little dust bath. See if he wants to go in there. Oh, yeah.
I like the little turns they do.
Right? It's so awesome. All right, here, we'll close that so they don't go jumping out on us. Now, let's do something else cute. I like frogs.
Okay.
Frogs are always cute. And these little ones are adorable. Look at these little guys.
Oh, they have nice colors to them.
Right? So
Hi.
here, I'm going to put the out on the table here so we can get a couple shots. Now, these ones are called Amazon milk frogs. So they're a tree frog from the Amazon rainforest.
Yeah.
And my friend actually sent these to me as a surprise. I had ordered some poison dart frogs from him, and he sent me a container with some eggs and said, put these in the water and see what happens. So I trust him, so I did that.
Yeah.
And out hatched tadpoles. So, tadpoles, little fat froggy guys with no arms, no legs,
You betcha.
long tail, they swim underwater. But then as they grow, all of a sudden they develop their arms and legs. Then their little tail falls off. Well, it doesn't really fall off. They actually absorb it into their body, and they jump out of the water. And when these guys jumped out of the water, they were small. If they could sit on the end of my pinky fingernail, just
so
tiny.
cute.
We fed them little fruit flies, flightless fruit flies, and baby pinhead crickets. And over the last couple of years, they've grown to be this big. They are technically actually toxic too. See how he's got these little bumps all on his back?
Okay.
If he gets stressed, there's a white ooze that comes out of there. That's why they're called a milk frog. So it's actually toxic. Now, it's not deadly to us, but any animals trying to eat them is going to taste pretty gross, and they'll spit them out. See, he's got quite beautiful little eyes, though, too.
Did you say he's also got the skin that if it absorbs?
It does absorb being amphibian, so we're not going to touch him too much. Yeah. Flying frog coming at you. Sorry. Yeah, they're jumpers. See, look, even for a little guy, you can jump pretty far.
Yeah.
3, 2, 1.
Oh!
Missed the table.
It splatted on there too.
Yep. Okay, let's try one more. Maybe see if we can land on the table this time. 3, 2.
Oh, why
It
over
just
to me
wants
every time?
It just wants to come say hi.
Oh, I don't want it to jump.
Okay, maybe we should just put them in there before they all start jumping on you. All right, here we'll put them.
Okay.
But they don't get much
that
bigger
was
than
an
that.
adrenaline rush there.
Flying frogs everywhere. Yeah. Nope. Yeah,
They really had some height there.
Oh, yeah. Nope. Ow. I should have just brought one. There's frogs everywhere.
Don't face it towards me.
What, you don't want any frogs on you? This is not working.
This is like that show that I was telling you about.
Yeah, the worst pet show on TV. Yeah, no. So we're doing just one species at a time. So now let's try to eat anyone. There we go. Wrong way. This way. Yeah, right? Take a moment to breathe after that. Oh, you guys are a lot of work. Okay, let's get something slower. That's not going to jump and try and pee on everything. Let's bring out Littlefoot, because Littlefoot is super cute. Look at it.
Oh my goodness.
Looks like a little dinosaur.
He does look like a little
Do you
dinosaur.
want to try holding this one?
Yeah.
Hand in the front, hand in the back.
Okay, okay. I'm getting a little jumpy.
I'll never put you in
Okay.
danger, don't worry.
All
These
right.
are all very friendly. So Littlefoot here is called Euromastix, or a spiny tail lizard, because look at that spiny tail. So where geckos lose their tails, this one uses it as a weapon.
Oh yeah,
So,
definitely.
Yeah. Kind of looks like the one dinosaur has a big tail like that too, right?
Yeah.
Now these guys,
what
this
was
is
his name? Like Littlefoots.
Yeah.
Yeah, Spike.
Spike. That's who it
That's
was.
Spike.
Yeah, it looks like Spike.
Oh, we're gonna change your name.
No, Littlefoot works.
All right, fine.
They're
It's your
nice and easy
pet.
to take care of. I mean, the one thing is they need a lot of heat. This one's from Egypt. It's an Egyptian Uromastyx. They like 130 degrees, so you got a big warm hot spot from your light, lots of UV, but other than that, they're herbivores, so only fruits, veggies, and salads, not even too much fruit, really.
Wow.
No bugs. But these are one of the largest species of the Uromastyx, and the males can get like 3.5 feet tip to tip, so they get quite large. But they're a little bit of a slow grower because being a herbivore, they're only relying on their greens and stuff.
Wow, that's really
pretty
cool.
cute though,
I've never
right?
seen anything like that.
Yeah. Looks like she may need to have a little bit of a nail trim on her, though.
Oh, we'll paint them.
What color should we paint her
A
nails?
little sparkly.
Nah, I think we'll keep them. See, she sheds in pieces too. She's got a little bit coming off of her chin here. There we go, helping her out. A little bit around the tail here. Because she has to have it so dry, it can be a little bit difficult for her to shed. We don't even give them a water bowl because the water in their enclosure can be enough to give them a respiratory infection. So that's where knowing each of the animals' care becomes very important because we want to make sure you're not putting them, just like
In
because if you
danger.
said gecko, you put one gecko and the other, like, oh, they're both geckos, you can put them together. Well, no, not necessarily, right? Like that one gecko's on the ground, the other one's up in the trees. One eats smoothies, one eats bugs. So that's why knowing the type of animal that you're working with definitely helps for
That one's
what
very
you're
cool.
setting up. Yeah. Now the next one, we're not going to touch. I'm not even going to open it. Well, yeah, we'll open it, but we're not going to take it out. This one, what is that?
Scorpion.
It is a scorpion, yeah. This is Jim Bob Pinchy Pants.
Okay, I
And
like the name.
Jim Bob Pinchy Pants is desert hairy. So it's a type of scorpion found through the United States, and it's one of the more deadly ones. It's hard to see because he is all kind of crumpled together trying to look small right now, but he's got tiny pinchers. We'll bring up probably an emperor scorpion to one of our other shows here. You'll see with an emperor scorpion, they've got really big pinchers. That's their primary weapon. So if they're first going to be in dealing with you, they go right to pinching, and if they need, then they'll sting you. Whereas this guy, his pinchers are too small. He goes right to stinging, and this guy would probably send you to the hospital if he stung you. So this is one that we don't really.
You never touch it?
No, if I have to get it in here, I'm very careful with my lid, or I use my tongs to carefully pick
take
it up
him
and
out.
put it into there. Yeah, but it's kind of cute though, to a degree.
Very geometric
Yeah.
looking.
So he's an
Interesting.
arachnid too, just like the
They can't
tarantula.
jump?
No, no, these guys
right.
don't jump. But being an arachnid, he does have 8 legs, then with his claws there on the front. But I'll warn you, this next one is a snake. It's a
Okay.
pillowcase, but
No,
don't
I'm
worry, she's very friendly.
Okay, with the snake. It was the lizard snake freaked me out.
So this one's really pretty. And these are actually one of my favorites too.
Ooh.
So yeah, let's hold on to her there. I'll hold on to her head because she's called a Mexican black king snake. And the reason she's called a king snake is she'll actually eat other snakes and lizards too. Yeah. So snakes with the word king in their name often are ones that eat other snakes, like the king snakes, king cobras, stuff like that.
Why did you say you're holding its head?
Well,
Because you're afraid it's gonna bite me.
we've been touching a lot of different animals, so she could get a little interested and want to chew. And while some animals will snap at you, she's a very slow. She'll be like just checking you, and all of a sudden, almost like yawn bite you.
like a cat.
slow, yeah. So I'd rather have her bite me than you if that's going to be the case.
Oh,
So
thanks. Appreciate that.
yeah, but so in captivity we do feed her just frozen thawed mice, even some chicks once in a while. But in the wild she would eat other snakes, and the cool thing is too, she's immune to their venom. So she can even eat a rattlesnake.
Interesting.
Yeah, she'll eat a rattlesnake and be completely immune to their venom.
That's so
So she's pretty much black
crazy.
except for her little.
I didn't know that. The king means that they usually.
Yep,
So
yep.
the king cobra would eat other. well,
Other
of course,
snakes too.
Yeah.
Yep. Yeah, there was just recently on the internet a big picture of a cobra versus a reticulated python. The reticulated was like constricting the cobra, and the cobra was envenomating them, and they both ended up dying at the same time, just tangled in with each other. It was pretty crazy.
wild.
Yeah. Now,
Very cool.
oh, looks like Zazu's having a little conversation over there. We'll,
like me next.
Yep. I don't know what he's saying right now, but we'll go meet him in a moment. First, let's
Okay.
meet a Kai here.
Okay.
Oh.
Oh, hi.
So this is a Kai. And a Kai is actually one of the first tortoises that I got. She's a leopard tortoise, which is from Africa, and one of the largest, fourth largest mainland tortoises. So she's pretty much full size at 18 years old.
Okay.
And she too will live 75 to 100 years. Shell, again, made of the same stuff as our fingernails and our hair. When she gets scared or goes to sleep into her shell, she goes and she'll close her door, their feet. Oh, she wants to keep coming out. She's got her little tail under here, her back feet.
It's soft. No, it's kind of like a hard.
Yeah.
I don't want it.
And these guys are pretty smart. They'll travel long distances finding food and they'll often have multiple burrows where they can hide. So if it's getting too hot, they need to cool down, they know exactly where to go.
This must have some air conditioning in it.
Maybe. These guys, though.
Keep it from the heat? Or does it absorb? Would it absorb?
It does, yeah. Absorb and keeps them warm. They do have to go into the shade to cool down, or if they're getting too cold, into the sun to warm up. Just a herbivore, they'll only eat screens, but that said, they eat a lot. Between our tortoises and our rabbits, we go through between $60 to $80 a week in just greens, and a head of green, like romaine, is what, $1.80? So it's a lot. Come summer, we're lucky we can grow as much of it.
You need your own little garden.
As you can, but through winter we can't. So that's the thing, is you got to keep in mind, some of these animals do take a lot of food, time, and space. So some things like the geckos can be really easy, other ones not so much. Well, the day-to-day maintenance is a long time. There's the commitment and the space. So that's what happened when someone had her. They had her for like 15, 16 years, and they're like, yeah, we're done with her now. So she came to us, but she gets to travel around.
Well, she has a good home now.
Yep, she's been from pretty much Thunder Bay to where? We've been all the way up to, I think, Abbotsford is about the farthest she's been. Ooh. So she gets around all over the place.
Are they affectionate? Like, does she like that? Or is that more for your benefit?
Never mind, yeah. She likes it, yeah. All right, we'll put her back in here. And since Willie had Zazu, we'll go see what he's up to. Hey, buddy, come here. So this is my main middle man. I know you're a little apprehensive.
Okay,
about
yeah,
the birds.
I'm scared of birds.
You're fine with the snakes, but the birds not so much.
It's not a strange thing. I just find them so unpredictable.
Yeah. So Zazu's about 3 years old. He's a cockatiel, which is in the cockatoo family, and a parrot. He does talk. He's got about 150 words and sentences he does. He'll ask what the dog, donkey, or cat says, and then says hee-haw, woof, woof, or meow, meow.
No way!
He sings happy birthday. We try to get it on command when we do our birthday parties, but that doesn't always work.
That would be perfect.
Asks if you like a cup of tea. He does a whole bunch of little fun things.
Oh my goodness. What kind? Sorry, he's a
cockatiel, which is in the cockatoo family, yeah. And we actually clip his wings. Oh, come here, let's show them. See there? These little last ones are clipped out. Because we do events like this and he's going around, we don't want to risk him flying away. He's also often loose at my house, so we've got big ceilings and windows. I don't want to hurt himself, so we keep him clipped. He gets about 2 weeks once they've grown back in to get some practice and work his wings flying around, but the rest of the time we usually just have him down so he can hang around. He's got his 3 other friends there. We've got chickens on top, ducks inside the yellow one, and gooses right at the front. They actually were surrendered from Thompson. They came from a pet store there. They didn't have a vet that was familiar with taking care of them, so they were flown into us. We took them to our vet, got them all set up, and they're doing great now.
That's the thing too, the vet bills for all of this stuff to keep in mind.
Not even just the vet bill, but can you find a vet? Like there's so few vets that deal with it, and we're lucky we work with Dr. Davidson at White Ridge Vet here, and he is awesome. If it's not him, then we go to Centennial as well. Those are about the only 2 that we would recommend in Winnipeg or for most of Manitoba. So
just
if you're out in Thompson, we're going to get it. So. But there are people that are willing to drive in and get their animals taken care of, so that's good to know. Yeah.
He's so cheeky.
Oh yes, very much so.
Look at you. Hi.
All right. Well, maybe we'll take a visit and go see what other type of animals we can find out here in Winnipeg. Maybe we'll go hit up the zoo or something. We'll see what we can find.
Oh my goodness, I love that.
All right. Thank you guys for joining in. We'll talk to you later.
Thanks.
Hey guys, welcome to the Creature Feature. The first one we're going to be looking at is one of my favorites, and actually the reptile that started me into the whole love and we'll call it obsession that created Prairie exotics. My very first one was Blaze. I got her from Petland. I had been looking for a new pet. I wasn't able to have a cat or a dog in my apartment when I was living downtown. So I was looking for something a little different, and honestly all I knew about exotics was fish, turtles, and maybe snakes. But then I came across this little bearded dragon and pretty much fell in love right away. And I'm a little smarter. I talked to my sister, so I made sure I did my research. I didn't just take them home right there, but I found out they eat salads, fruits, veggies, bugs, which I thought was pretty cool. And while they do get a little bit big and need a bit more care, they live like 15 to 20 years if taken care of properly, and can make quite awesome pets. They're very social, as you can see. He doesn't even mind just being thrown up on my shoulder. So for a setup with these guys, they will hit full size in about a year. So about 12 to 15 months, give or take, with proper feeding, proper lights and all that kind of stuff, they will hit full size. So starting in a smaller enclosure isn't really worth your time. Getting a large, about a 40-gallon breeder tank is what you need to set these guys up. What you can do when they are smaller is just put a divider in there if you want to make them feel a little bit safer. But essentially what we got set up here, this is George, as our other buddy. You're going to have a dish where he's going to have his salad in the morning that he starts off with. You've got a water dish for his water. Little hide, we usually keep it on the cooler side so if he wants to go and sleep where it's cooler. With him right now we're using rocks because to use sand it's easier to sift than even the rocks are. And then we put some little decor in there and stuff that helps him climb up and get closer to the light. Now the lighting with these guys is very important. Being from Australia and they love their heat, they also require UVA and UVB lighting. So with that, what we're going to do is we're going to get that from the tube fluorescent we have coming across the top there. And then in this caution hot is our basking spot. Now it's a little dusty right now, but in there is a mercury vapor bulb. So it's an all-in-one. But the problem with using an all-in-one is that it does give you your UVA, UVB, and heat, is that the bearded dragon has to be in that one spot to get it. By putting the UVB tube fluorescent and UVA across, it actually allows them to receive the UV across the whole tank. Another option is to switch out the MVB with a heat emitter. We actually got one right under here. If I can pull it around, it's kind of hot. You'll see it doesn't actually put out any light, it's just completely heat. And that thing's gonna last for 7 years. These are solitary animals. They only really typically go together. Females will sometimes get along, but the males and females just cross to big babies. And it isn't always a nice experience. The dads here can be a little mean in their fighting with mom. But when they have babies, they have anywhere from 20 to 30 eggs, and they can do that 6 to 8 times through the summer, so over 100 babies. And they have that many because obviously in the wild, little lizards running around become food, so they're hoping when they have 120, 130 babies that, you know, a handful of them are going to survive to adulthood like our buddy Griffin here. So these guys do make excellent pets because you can see so calm. Pop them on your shoulder. They make little leashes and harnesses so you can take them out to the park, go for a little walk. But the problem we find as far as the rescue side of it is kids get interested in these reptiles in their early teens, and mom and dad might think they're responsible at 13, 14 and finally get one. But once they get 17, 18, they've got a vehicle, a boyfriend, girlfriend, they're going off to college. They lose focus on their little friend here and don't have time. Mom and dad get stuck with it. So it is really a time commitment. You have to make sure you are having a home all the way through forward, or plans, you know, should you not be able to keep it, it can come to a place like us. So I want to thank you for tuning in to learn about our friends, the bearded dragons. Hope you guys enjoyed. We're going to look around here at our facility and see some of the other animals and things that are going on, but make sure you stay tuned.